Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Today we have to do some modifications of this thing. I got some viewer suggestions, let us say it that way. There was a lot. And I didn't have the time to change the rotating portion of the ship, so we will have to test that out today too. There were people had suggestions, and a lot. There were some that were related to the script, and that's something that we definitely can do, and maybe can do that before we do anything else. So the script kind of works in a way where it uses different I don't know how to explain that. You can set the acceleration of the ship, so how hard it speeds up, and this I think is the base acceleration. And I want to bring that down so that we can have as a base acceleration a lower setting. That should make the ship a bit more controllable. It will not be the speediest thing, but it will bring that down, and hopefully that changed now. Did it? Yes, it did. Good. Then again, recompile that. You can see, by the way, the thing is not turned on. So that's something that we might want to do. Turn that on, turn that on. Now it should work, but why are the thrusters not working? And we... Again, it does that again. I need a better way to deal with that. It... For some reason... It might have to do with the size of the whole thing here, that I constantly have to recompile it once I disconnect it. The other ships don't have that kind of problem, so it's the only ship that I have that does that. So to work with that, we might want to do some changes. Okay, that seems to be a lot better. Good, okay. So what I want to do is we should maybe add a block here and here, then add some landing gears. So I want to make a brace so that I can hang... Ah, no, wrong. See, wrong blocks. I want to make a brace so I can hang that thing for now. Hang it up like, I don't know, laundry to dry. Something like that. And I shouldn't say that. I recently heard that that's not a typical thing to do. At least not in the US or something like that. I mean, I shouldn't go into that. I just watched a video where people discuss that it is not... it's not the usual case that people would hang their laundry into their backyards to dry. And here most people do that, so it's weird. It's weird. I heard that only Asians do it, and that's, I don't know. That's a conclusion I can't come to. But it were two Asians that discussed that, so I hope that's right. I'm not sure. Good. Okay. I want to make a bit of space here because it's easier to work here. So what we need is a few blocks high. So we want to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 11. So it's, this is 7 in between, 9 in between, and we will just go with on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a block, and then a few blocks high, so that I can settle that thing into this brace, and then I can work on that relatively undisturbed. Let it hover there is maybe a bit too problematic. One thing that I now have the feeling that might happen is, although it could be that the script recognizes only rotors that have thrusters on it, so I will have to test if that's the case. If I put... What is happening? I don't know what that was. I hope the whole thing is high enough. Otherwise... See, we are still dealing with the ship going down when it is... No, okay, we need to make that a bit higher. We're still dealing with the ship going down when it accelerates, and there was a suggestion that I want to put onto the ship that maybe deals with that. It might help us fix some of the issues when it comes to the ship. Yeah, just falling out of the sky because the thrusters... See, now the 4 thrusters keep the whole ship up, or 2 thrusters. And if we accelerate into one direction or something like that, that shouldn't be a problem. But as soon as we go, I don't know, into 2 directions at the same time, we run into the problem that the whole ship then might just sink. Not sink. Yeah, it's basically sinks. Okay, can we lock at least one of the landing gears down? Just so that it is stable in here. Good. The rotors. 1WSX10 said that, and he's right. Do not touch the rotors. Okay, where's my stuff? Where is my stuff? There's my stuff. Then I can also refill the bottles, I would say. So... Okay, come on. Give me a sec, I will sort that out. I also took the freedom to just remove the drills. And we need an advanced rotor here. It is... No, where is it? There it is. It is. So, I had one suggestion come from CA that I kind of should try that with the rotors below that, and I talked about that in the last video too, and that's one thing we definitely should set up. So remove this, get this in. It's the wrong advanced rotor. Again, this might make my life horrible, but also it could make everything easier. I'm not sure if the script reacts only to rotors that have thrusters behind them. If that's the case, then I'm good. Otherwise, I might end up with a horrible contraption that tries to rotate the rotors if I speed up into certain directions. I have something in my mouth. So, CA, by the way, has sent his suggestion in French. I really have to be up to par with all the languages now. It's good that there's Google Translate. I'm not sure. I want to I want to remind you that I only speak German and English. So if you have suggestions, then maybe try to do it in English. I know that's not possible for everyone. If it's just not possible, then yeah, I don't know, try it. But then I cannot promise you that the answer will be anything you wanted to hear, because then I have to rely on, don't know, Google Translate or some form of that to be able to see what you asked me. So it's always nice to, yeah, or always better to try to do something in English. It's just a thing. I tried my best, and I hope the answer was okay. But again, it could be that though if you go with more exotic questions, that then it seems to not rotate on the bottom. So that's good to see. That's one thing. We need to set that up. Have the rotor work down there. G. I think I can remove this. I want a group for the drills. Again, it's just a thing. I don't want to be. I'm not angry about any of that or something like that. It's just I cannot answer your questions if they are not in, or I can't answer them properly. Let's say it that way. And I would like to be able to do that. Good. We need also the rotor on here just to start it up. I'm not sure what speed yet. We will just toggle it off. Okay, advanced rotor. Set it to a certain speed. Something 0.5. Maybe faster, or that. We will have to test that. But that's done. We can test that. The next thing that we might want to change is a suggestion that Mecha Draco made. Mecha Draco said, and that's kind of a good idea. I hope it doesn't weigh too much. Mecha Draco said we should maybe add a rotor. He said on the bottom of the thing, somewhere here, a rotor with a thruster, so that thing then can slow down, speed up the ship, so that these rotors don't have to do as much work. And that comes into place, or comes into play, when it comes to the ship sinking, by the way. And maybe that helps out. We will definitely test that. So we need another rotor. Did it already grab that? Okay. And we need some thrusters. We will go with small ones. Maybe 2 or 3. We will have to see. Maybe 1 is already enough. But I'm not too sure about that. We will just try 3. Just to have hopefully a bit more stability when it comes to the whole setup here. We need to recompile the whole thing, and then we can try it out. Is the rotor turning? Yes, we need to turn that off for now. So 8. I want to recompile the script. Programmable block. and recompile that. Let us just go and lift off, I would say. 3x. 3x. Why is it not working? It's again doing stuff I don't want it to do. I need the... Can I put the recompile on the hotbar? 6. Run with default. Is there a recompile? Can you... Not that you can answer me. No, there seems to be no recompile. That's too bad. Okay, that's something we cannot do. Is it turned on? We are unlocked, or? This one is locked. Why is this one locked? It says unlocked. That's just not nice. Unlocked, locked, unlock. Okay, that works. The thrusters still turn. And one thing we might want to do is have the new rotor. Why is it going down? Oh, I know why. That's bad. Okay, the rotor seems to not work. It has the same problem as it always has. It kind of sinks when there is something attached to it. So it is the same problem as always. We would have to attach, I don't know, thrusters to this thing to maybe set off the weight of the whole thing. So if we do that, maybe can we then lift it without it sinking? Let us see. Another thing I need to do is bring up the rotor strength of the top rotor. So this one is still at this number and we want to bring it up. It still sinks. See that? Did you see that? That it just... I'm not pressing anything. Now I'm... Okay, so the rotor doesn't work. We can get rid of that and can just neglect that. Everything else we cannot really test right now. That's something I can't deal with. Space Engineers does weird things when it comes to connected grids, and because this grid has no rotors, has no nothing, we run into the problem that then the main grid basically just slowly goes to the bottom with a lot of weight attached, and that's not good. So what are you doing? Okay, now it's unbalanced because the rotor is off. I should have set the braking torque to a higher setting. Good. With that we cannot work. Then there was Armitage, by the way. Hello, good sir. Good to hear from you. He had the suggestion to maybe move the connector up top, so to not connect it down here, because then the thruster would burn it, but maybe bring it, don't know, somewhere up top. And that's one thing I might do when I have decided what connection system we will use, because I'm still on the fence about you can see that I elongated the platform down here, and I prepared maybe a mast where I can that I can bring up and then connect the miner to that. And I'm preparing this area here to have, again, a hole in the ground where I can basically put in the whole machine in a similar fashion to this, so that I lower it into the ground and then it sits on the edges of the hole with landing gears, and I can then enter it, fly away with it when it is when I need it. I would have to go out of the hole there, but it might be easier to work on it if I then maybe make a small underground structure here that that is able to house it, and then I can work on the bottom and all that stuff. And I still can have a connector somewhere up top here. The idea is really not bad, because I could make the connector up top here with maybe a piston or something coming in that unloads it. And if this rotor proves to be helpful, then we can see, I don't know how we get around that thing then burning off the connector or something like that. I need the drills again. So I need to put these back on. Yeah, sadly the drill, the rotor, just works for the a setup that is fixed to the ground, and I don't want to have that here, because with a fixed to the ground I could have just gone with the design I made on the alien planet with a fixed platform that just houses a drill rig. Okay, I want to widen that a bit to... I should have immediately thought about that. It was so clear that this would happen again. I ran into that now too much with the connected cargo pods. That is the same. It is the same problem with the... I had the problem with the helicarrier, with ships that I just wanted to bring up on its deck, and here I'm running into just the same problem. Okay, this swings. Does it go back? Now it should be okay, or did it lock down automatically? No, it didn't. So then let us try to lift off again. It does. The rotor up top is just not strong enough. It is just not strong enough. Too bad, too bad. I could try, and that's another suggestion that came in from Gothelven, that I should override a gyro to maybe give it a bit more stability. The idea is not bad, but I usually try to fix everything in different ways, kind of. So my main idea would to put on gyros as long as it is viable and as long as it works. And then, why is it going down? Oh, it has... Why is it going down? There's no weight on it anymore. Is it now the target acceleration that makes problems? Maybe I have to bring that up again? Could that be? Let us bring that up again. Get onto the ice. That is a lot more secure. Now I left the holding thing, and now it tips over. Okay, come on. I need to land it before I do that, because that's just too unnerving if I would just do that while the thing still works. Edit. Default acceleration. Okay, set it to 0.2. That's 3 constant flow dampeners. For dampeners, higher is stronger dampener. Dampeners is always... I don't want to play around with it too much, but maybe that helps. I'm not sure how the numbers correlate, so it could be... No, it still sinks. Slower, but it still sinks. That's so weird. Let me try to figure that out. So I played around with the numbers. I emptied out the cargo hold because that was a problem. And I couldn't figure it out. But then I thought, I know what the problem is. The rotor up there, it is another subgrid that sits there without being able to hold its own weight. And so that thing can't work. What we could try is if putting on another rotor maybe helps. So if we turn off the rotors, go into standby, and we don't know, maybe put some rotors on here. Thrusters. Ooh, now I have to say everything again. So this thing is a subgrid. It can't hold its own weight as did the rotor with the drills down below. So this can't too. If it only has thrust to the side, that doesn't work. So it will slowly sink down, and that maybe is problematic. So 3 and this, and then let us see if it automatically compensates. No, it doesn't. So it is able to push us forward. And by the way, take a look what happens if I push forward. I'm just pushing forward. It's not pointing upwards, but the whole thing goes up because it can't seem to handle the thing on top. So that's a problem. We have to remove that. Sadly, that doesn't help. I took another look at the suggestions that 1WSX10 made. So the guy that wrote the script, and I will again go down with the target acceleration. So I've brought that up again because I thought maybe that is the problem, until I realized it's the same problem that I have with the rotors at the bottom. It just sinks because the subgrid cannot hold itself up. So, wow, it's even worse. Now I can't land that thing anymore. Okay, we have to figure that out. Come on. Come on, please. Oh, sit down. Just sit down here so I can remove everything. Good. Now turn off that, and now we can just remove that again. That sadly also is not the thing we need. I should have thought about that before. It would have been just the perfect answer. No, it's another subgrid. But again, testing it out, and after the whole debacle with the weight, testing it out is the better way to go here. So this sadly cannot happen too. We will have to rely on maybe putting on more thrust. But for now, another suggestion I had was to just maybe remove one of the cargo containers. Yes, that's a good one. I might do that, but I want to try it with the two before, to have a bit more wiggle room. Some people tested that in creative and totally got their whole thing stuck because creative, it seems, doesn't have any real holdback when it comes to weight in cargo containers. And yeah, that's why I test everything in survival and not in creative. So let us see if it still does that. See, perfect. Okay, yeah, good suggestion, Mecha Draco, but that sadly didn't help. Let me hang that up here again. And another thing that I wanted to do was, change the numbers again. I will try if I can go below 1. I want to have good dampeners, but maybe we should try to go below 1 here. It says the script itself says that everything below 0.1 is bad. Do I need to recompile that maybe? I think I need to recompile that. Is it sitting down? No, it's not. Okay, sit down. Turn that off, recompile. Did the numbers change? Programmable block. It's finagly work. I don't know. It's just a thing of trial and error most of the time. Most of the time it's exactly that. It seems to be... I'm not sure. It's not too crazy. It's not too crazy. I didn't take a look at anything that levels the whole thing. That's one of the next things I want to do. Again, I know that there's a lot of scripts out there that do stuff like that, but I would like to maybe not use a script for that. Maybe I would like to do something else. Okay, let us position that thing here, and then we turn on the drills. Okay, ooh, it's jittery. Having it jittery is not something that I really like to see. It does that because everything above 1 is kind of where it just lets these thrusters hang and use gravity as the means to bring it down. And so maybe that's why they are jittery right now. Okay, I will drill down here just to prepare everything for an eventual hangar for that thing. I will make it a bit deeper than is necessary. That's so neat. It can just dig its own... It can dig its own hole. Oh, why are you doing that? Okay, we need to do a test run with the drills active, and it's best to just do it where we have done it before. Bring in some materials, and then I can start the hangar pit, basically. Hangar pit? I think the hangar pit is the best way to go. When I'm thinking about this. By the way, I found out why it does the whole recompile thing, and maybe I need to take a look at how I can get rid of it. The script says it cannot fly a station. So as long as it is connected, the script kind of says, yeah, that's a station. I cannot steer that. And maybe it, don't know, maybe it takes that into, yeah, don't know, it doesn't change that fact after it is unlocked. Maybe it needs a restart, and that's basically what I'm doing with the recompile. So maybe if there's subgrids attached, it goes a lot better. It could be that if I use maybe a piston to... it's the whole movement here is a bit softer. It doesn't go too crazy too fast. That is neat with the target acceleration, I think. The main drills are relatively slow. So when it is in the normal mode, we have to be careful while drilling still. But it brings in materials. That's good. I might add a shield to protect the shell a bit so that I don't lose drills or anything. Most of the errors while I'm flying come, I think I'm the reason, because I'm too fast. So you can see that when the ship collides with the ground, then it starts to lose its orientation. And if I would just be a bit slower, a bit more careful, then I think we could just drill that straight into the ground. By the way, there were suggestions. Ash made a suggestion. I cannot stop that. Ash made the suggestion, a name suggestion that is a bit too innuendo-y for my for my taste. But it's a good one. Thanks for that. And then someone called my ship the, how's it called? The post hole digger. That's, I think that's a tool out of farm work to dig fence post holes or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's a neat idea. It is kind of what it is doing. So plunger, what I suggested, doesn't fit really well because it's not an implement to clean out pipes or something. Post hole digger is a neat name for that. It doesn't have a lot of innuendo, and so maybe that could be the name. Give me your idea. Maybe some more people have ideas when it comes to that. Yeah, see, now it uses the thrusters to slow the machine down, and when it is above 1, it doesn't do that. So maybe it is better to keep the target acceleration above 1, but I will have to make more tests with it. If if that works out. How much the target acceleration really influences the machine here. So that's something I will have to take a look at. It works so nice. It being a bit slower, I have the feeling does the trick here. It brings in huge amounts of materials. That's definitely really cool. So, okay. I want to finish this and then we will go back, link that thing up, and I will start the hangar for it. First we need to put some more landing gears on it and maybe change. See, that's the thing. That's something it doesn't do when the target acceleration is above 1. Otherwise it flies well for such a big unwieldy machine. Oh man, good. Okay, let me go back to the station. We take a look at the hole. The whole thing has, the post hole digger has drilled out now, and then we will end the episode here. We did enough testing. I think I can. There were people that said they had ideas, but they weren't willing to share their ideas. So that's the thing. I need shared ideas here. So yeah, thanks to all the people that left suggestions. Again, that helps a lot, because yeah, sometimes I don't see everything, and as much as I play Space Engineers, there is still things that I need to really, don't know, that I need to learn, or that are just don't know, get lost sometimes. So yeah, let me, what I could do to prevent it from thinking this is a station is I could have a connector somewhere on the bottom, and then maybe just drop the materials in and use collectors to catch the stuff. It's also possible. Maybe that's something that we should test. Ooh, okay, that's something that I might test to not have to connect that thing up, because to refuel the reactor, I can definitely do that by hand. Connecting it up is a lot easier now. That is a lot more fun now. Good, ready to lock. Yeah, now the refinery can deal with that. That's good. So I can build something over top here, and then maybe drill a way down out. Put some blocks down here. That's neat. Find the center of the whole thing. Cool. Good. That's how we will work, or that's what I want to work on then in the next few days, if I have time to yeah, make a hole that this thing can sit in. There were some suggestions, by the way, I didn't really yeah, that were not really ideal for this video, but there's people that had suggestions for the salvage rover or the salvage truck to maybe implement MART instead of Fun's script here. And I wanted to use Fun's script, so I could build something like the Badger mole that I built on Mars, or the blueprint that I built on Mars. I could do something like this here too, to not have to move the whole car to do the salvaging, to do the grinding here. And the thing is that the script can do that too. I could do that with the same script, so I don't need Mart for that. But this way it is a bit more stable. I don't have to put out, don't know, outriggers to keep it stable or something like that. It works well. I don't see a big problem, and I don't need everything completely perfect for me. So it's one thing that I say sometimes is that I'm not working on the perfect machine here. I had an idea that I wanted to kind of realize, and that's the outcome of it. And I will work in the next episodes or so more on this thing to maybe smooth out the lines a bit and make maybe a small interior or something like that for a gunner that is then able to use the gun instead of me and all that stuff. But again, it doesn't need to be perfect, and it does what it is supposed to do. It did the whole ship in, I don't know, 2 or 3 goes, and I really didn't have any too big problems with it. So yeah, really thanks for the suggestions. But again, I'm not searching for perfection in stuff like that. Good people, but I think that's all for today. Yeah, sadly, 2 of the ideas that we had are not doable in that case. The top thrusters or the thrusters attached to it, really good idea. What I could do is maybe just have some fixed thrusters on there that take that. I'm considering to do that. But yeah, it would have been nice if that would have worked. Sadly, it didn't. Good people, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on the video. And I hope to see you in the next one, I would say. See ya, guys.